On the third night, I stopped calling. Not because I gave up, not because she won, but because silence teaches faster than confrontation ever could. Her last message said, "Need space. Don't overreact." 12 texts from me sat unread. Her phone off. Socials quiet. Mutual friends vague. One said she was probably just figuring things out. Another said, "Give her time, bro." I used to believe in that kind of space. But this wasn't space. This was erasure. You can feel when someone's absence is a cry for help. This wasn't that. This was curated silence, a performance of distance meant to provoke panic. I stared at the glow of my messages. Still blue, still unopened. Each hour, her silence became less about emotion and more about control. It wasn't a breakdown. It was a tactic. By night 3, I stopped playing along, didn't text, didn't call, didn't wait for the little green light to appear next to her name. Instead, I listened to what her silence actually said. Test him. Make him chase. Let him feel small. The funny thing is, the more I sat in the quiet, the louder the truth became. She wasn't overwhelmed. She was executing something she'd been taught. That's when I decided, if this is a game, I'm flipping the board. By day 5, her absence was no longer confusing. It was calculated. I called her office. She left early. Her coworker said casually. Again. I checked her Instagram. Quiet. Her friends posted a girls' night photo. She wasn't in it. That pit in my stomach didn't feel like jealousy. It felt like clarity. On day 6, I saw it. A coworker accidentally posted a story just 3 seconds before deleting it. I watched it on mute first. Then I turned the volume up. Her voice, unmistakable, laughing low, confident. Let him sweat. That's how you establish dominance. I didn't react, didn't throw my phone, didn't scream. Instead, I paused the video and stared at her frozen frame. Mid-laugh. That was the first time I didn't see her as my girlfriend. I saw her as an actor, playing a role someone else had written. I wasn't a partner to her. I was a test subject in someone else's workshop. Someone told her that ghosting earns power, that silence bends men. She wasn't hiding. She was waiting to see how far I'd fall. So I stopped waiting, and I started planning. No more messages. No more wondering where she went. She wanted me to chase, but what she'd get was distance. I kept replaying that line in my head. Let him sweat. Not I need space. Not I'm overwhelmed. Not I'm hurt. Just strategy. A move. A flex. That's when the realization hit me hardest. This wasn't her idea. She was coached. I started thinking back. The new coworker she always quoted. The late-night calls to vent. The book she once left on the counter titled Why Men Pull Away. I used to think those were harmless. Now I knew better. She wasn't just pulling away, she was pulling strings. I wasn't in a relationship. I was in a performance. The kind where I was cast as the desperate man, the one she could train with silence, punish with distance, and reward with half smiles when I returned obedient. But I didn't spiral. I grieved, quietly. Not for the version of her I was losing, but for the man I used to be when I trusted her. This wasn't love. This was manipulation outsourced through group chats, self-help podcasts, and co-workers who thought relationships were games with winners and losers. So I did what they never expected. I stopped playing. If she wanted silence, she could keep it, but I'd be the one writing the final line, not her. Not her friends. Not a script. Me. Silence makes people sloppy. By day 7, her confidence left fingerprints everywhere. I stopped reacting and started tracking. Not out of revenge, but curiosity. If this was a performance, I wanted to know who wrote the script. First stop. Our shared cloud folder. She forgot her sync was still on. Receipts from cafes I'd never heard of. To lunches billed at the same time she said she was working. Through it alone. Then came the Lyft history. Drop offs. Near a bar she hated. A ping location on a Tuesday night. Downtown. Private browser tabs left open in a shared tablet. It didn't scream infidelity, not yet, but it whispered, "You're not supposed to see this." She was careful, but not clever. You don't pack a plan like this without leaving the zip open somewhere. I never confronted, never asked. I just watched. And every time I found something new, the knot in my chest loosened, not because I wanted her to be guilty, but because I needed confirmation that I wasn't crazy. that my instincts weren't paranoia. She ghosted me to feel powerful. But she forgot that ghosting leaves shadows and shadows show movement. By the end of that night, I had enough to know not what she did, but who she'd become. And I didn't want her anymore. I almost missed it, a message hidden inside a screenshot folder, backed up from her coworker group chat. 2 lines, blunt, brutal, do it. He'll break first. If he leaves, you didn't need him. Anyway, not even her words. Just recycled manipulation handed to her like advice, a dare disguised as empowerment. That's when the sadness hit me. Not for what she did, but for how little she seemed to understand love. She wasn't trying to find clarity. She was auditioning for power. And her audience? Friends who cheered when she twisted the knife. They didn't care about her heart, only the high of the chase, only the story of making a man fold. I stared at those messages and saw the real betrayal. She didn't just leave me. She left herself, left the woman who used to laugh into my chest, the woman who once cried when I surprised her with flowers. The one who said, "Don't ever leave," during our first real fight. In her place stood a puppet strings, pulled by people who'd never be there when the lights went out. I didn't hate her, I pitied her. Then I closed the folder, backed up what I needed, deleted the rest. She wasn't mine to save anymore. I was. Day 8. She came home like nothing had happened, humming at the door, shopping bags in hand. Like a queen returning to her throne. I watched from the security feed, already relocated. She didn't know that. She walked in, paused. The air was wrong, too still, too empty. She opened the bedroom closet. My clothes gone. She checked the drawer. No documents, no watch, no ring. Then the real panic began. The joint account, locked, transferred, legal. I left just enough for her to feel like she still had control until it slipped. She pulled out her phone. I watched her dial. My name. Block. She tried again. My mother. Then my brother. She even tried the neighbor. Nothing. Silence. Her weapon was now mine. She collapsed on the edge of the bed, hands over her face. This wasn't the reunion she rehearsed in her head. There would be no crying apology. No speech from me, no anger, no begging, only absence. The very thing she'd used against me now echoing back tenfold. Ghosting, she once believed, was dominance. But dominance isn't disappearing and hoping someone crumbles. It's walking away so quietly they never hear the door close behind you. She thought she was in charge, but she played herself out of a marriage. She tried everything. Calls, messages, emails, with subjects like please, and I made a mistake. I didn't open them. Didn't need to. I already knew what they'd say. She even called my mother. And my mother, God bless her, answered just once. "He's done," she said, then hung up. No further details. No comfort. No loophole. Just the truth, delivered clean. That night, she left a voicemail that lasted 6 minutes. She cried, blamed stress, blamed her friends, blamed bad advice, said I abandoned her, that I was overreacting, but I wasn't reacting at all anymore. On the morning of day 10, she got her answer, a letter, legal envelope. Inside, a single-page divorce notice, and a note from my attorney. "You ghosted your husband for a week. He ghosted the marriage forever. It wasn't vengeance. It was symmetry." She built her silence like a cage, convinced I'd rattle the bars long enough for her to swoop back in. But I never rattled. I waited. Watched. And walked. Not with noise, not with a scene. With finality. I don't speak of her with anger. Just distance, not the kind she tried to create with silence. The kind that grows when you finally understand someone isn't who you thought they were. People ask what happened. I just say, "She laughed." So I finished the sentence. Most don't get it, but the ones who've been there, they not. Ghosting didn't break me. It revealed her, revealed how brittle her loyalty was, how easily her love bent to peer pressure. How quickly she traded warmth for control. I don't check on her. No curiosity, no what ifs. She doesn't live in my future, just in the footnotes of my past. It took losing her to realize what I'd really been missing. Peace. Silence. Yes, but not as punishment. As clarity. I fill my days now with things that matter, things that don't vanish when they feel uncertain, people who speak, even when it's hard. She wanted to prove she had power. And for a moment, Maybe she did, but power isn't making someone chase you. It's walking away before you lose yourself. And now, when I hear silence, I don't panic. I smile, because I finally know what it means.